Welcome back to All the Things Harry Potter, the podcast that brings you alcohol-fueled chapter-by-chapter commentary of the Harry Potter series. This week we're going to be getting into Chapter 3, The Burrow. I'm Jade.
And I'm Nate.
And I think we're going to get right into some news for you guys.
That's right. Well, first of all, you've probably already noticed that James and Chantel are not here this week with us. Yeah. They're taking some time off to celebrate the birth of their new nephew. So that is a good thing. So let's just congratulate them on that.
Yay!
As for Harry Potter news, there is a new app out there for the Wizarding World. It features new content and news from Pottermore, but it's got all sorts of new magic too. Especially something that I'm kind of excited to check out. They have a newly reimagined sorting ceremony in the app that you can do to find out which house you are, and I am really excited to try that one for myself. Overall, it's a more interactive way to enjoy the Wizarding World. The app has rolled out in Canada, Australia, the UK, Ireland, and the USA, baby. But remember that you have to use your Wizarding Passport from Pottermore to gain access to that app. So if you haven't done that, just go to pottermore.com. It will literally show you what to do from there. Super simple, a lot of fun.
Get on it, guys.
Definitely. In further news, Mia Fora Mina and Eduardo Lima, thanks to my mouth for being able to say those things together.
Yeah, holy fuck.
They have created a collection of wallpaper for your house with designs from the film series. Some of the designs that they have are Quidditch, the Hogwarts Library, which is like a smattering of all the different book covers and stuff, the Marauders map, which everybody loves, Daily Prophet collage, and there's a tapestry design of the Noble Black family tree, which I saw it online and it looks fucking cool. Mina Lima Wallpaper Collections is available internationally exclusively through minalima.com and House of Mina Lima shops in London and Osaka as of Wednesday, September 18. So you guys will definitely be hearing this episode after that date. It's online. Go get you some.
And how lucky for them that their last names sound so nice together.
I know, right? They just put their last names together and made a company name. I'd never heard of it before, but the second it rolled off my tongue, I was like, oh, that's good.
Ooh, that's nice. It's not like Watkins Bruni or Bruni Watkins. It's a little nicer. In your mouth.
Yeah, no, we couldn't name our podcast that. But Mina Lima, they got a shot.
Yeah.
That's kind of all the news that I have.
Oh, well, good, because I'm excited to get into this chapter.
Let's do it.
Okay, so in this chapter, we get to experience a magical jailbreak that only the Weasley twins can manage. Then, we get a glimpse into what living in the Wizarding World is like.
Very cool. You ready to get into it?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
So starting out, we start right where we ended last chapter. Flying car outside of his window.
For those of you who may not have been paying attention, flying fucking car. There. Got them all now.
Roped them all right in.
In the first book, the thing that literally kept me reading the rest of the Harry Potter series, I mean, until the last book, was Hagrid flying on a motorcycle. This book has flying car. Just as cool. There's a lot of car people out there who aren't into bikes, and there's a lot of, bike people that are not into cars, but this has something for everybody, guys. Flying fucking car.
And they rip the bars off of Harry's window, which is pretty badass.
Yeah. They're jailbreaking Harry. They're like, you're locked up? That's not what they were expecting to see, I'm sure.
I do think it's a little funny that Ron is still like, you didn't answer any of my fucking letters, bud.
You see the bars, asshole?
Harry immediately assumes that they just, popped in for a second. And he's like, yeah, let everybody know that I'm stuck here. And they're like, no, what are you talking about? You're coming with us. That's happening right now, one way or another.
We're busting you out, dude. So they hook up a rope to these bars that are going across Harry's window, and they floor it. They pull an old school, Old West style jailbreak where we just hook a whole bunch of horses up to the side of the jail and rip the fucking wall out to get you out.
Which I can't imagine was quiet for anybody.
No, not at all. And it says immediately after that, he keeps listening, not a sound. It's all good.
They're sleeping pretty hard.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have definitely, especially because we find out here in a second that they can pick locks. They could have just walked in the front door, maybe. I just feel like it would have been easier to just not rip bars out of the window and climb in through another window or through the front door. This was quicker, though, for sure.
Oh, totally.
Direct access.
And I mean, it shows how easy it would have been, because they're like, come on, dude, get in the car. And he goes, well, I can't. They have all of my stuff locked up. I don't have access to any of it. I'm literally locked in my room. And they go, well, where is it? And he goes, cupboard under the stairs. And they go, oh, not a problem. I fucking love Fred. He's like, yeah, not a problem. He just hops out of the car. He gets a bobby pin and just starts going to work on the lock. And Harry is like, oh, that's fucking impressive. Like, he's just going to work. He goes, you grab the rest of your stuff. George and I will go get your trunk.
I had mentioned in a previous one that I felt like Harry is kind of street smart. He should know how to pick a lock, maybe, or at least break into somewhere, or he would have tried at least. But the Weasley twins have studied this because they think it's a good idea to know how muggles do these things, which is just, they're clever. They're a smart couple kids.
Probably a couple of kids who invested in a nice pair of bolt cutters. Just saying. Feel like they might have that tucked away somewhere. But I mean, Harry is a little bit street smart. He gets that they're going to go into his house, which they've never been. And he's like, hey, last stair creaks. Watch it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give any more detail as to what actually went down when they went down the stairs to go get his stuff. And I would love to see how that worked. Because I know that the Weasley twins are troublemakers. But they are a team. They do shit together. So I feel like this would have been 007 and 006 just going to work. You know, I know 006 was a bad guy, but like, they're just getting it done. There's no jokes happening right now. This is Weasley twins in their finest form, getting it done.
Maybe no jokes on other people, but I feel like the Weasley twins have this grace about their jokiness sometimes that they would have gone down there and seen Petunia's spotless fucking kitchen and been like, dude, Mom would be so uncomfortable here. She wouldn't have shit to do. I don't even know what they would say because I'm not as clever as them, but you know that they would have like nudged each other and been like, do you see that shit?
Oh yeah, they probably would have had a comment or two, I'm sure.
Yeah, because this house is so wildly different from what we find out that their house is coming up in the chapter. So I feel like the Weasley twins are just, they're so on their game all the time. You're right, I would have loved to see from their perspective how this went down.
It would have been super interesting, I think. I mean, okay, maybe they had to cut it for time or whatever, but the Weasley twins, they're endlessly fascinating to me. I don't know why.
And Harry grabs his shit and then he goes down and meets them and helps them pull it up, which I don't feel like they probably needed his help very much anyways.
Well, they can't use magic. Even at this point, they are in a muggle home. So this is just straight up lift. And so they have to bring this trunk all the way up the stairs, hoist it up, get it out of a window into, I mean, the car can't be perfectly still, can it? Maybe. I don't know.
No, I feel like it's like a bird when it's sitting in mid-flight. It's like, I don't know how to describe this on
almost
a podcast.
Hovering.
Yeah, it's fluctuating up and down a little bit, like a boat in water, kind of.
Bobbing around?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what my thought was. Like, it's not a perfectly still target. They got to get this thing out of a window. It's heavy. So it's not like they're going to lean out of the window to lower it down into the car. They have to shove it the last little way into the car.
And Ron does help. I thought it was funny, too, that they mentioned that at the beginning of this, Hedwig was quiet. Like, she fucking knew that this was something she had to be quiet for. This was important. And once Harry and everything is in the car, he goes, shit! because Hedwig is like, hey! and lets out a loud shriek, which wakes up Vernon.
Right, but, okay, and here's my question. Fred and George went downstairs to get the trunk and all your magic stuff, right? Harry's job was to get the rest of his shit in his room into the car. How do you forget your pet, bro?
Isn't that the first thing you pass?
The first thing is the alive thing that counts on you. You know damn well if he left without Hedwig, Vernon would turn it into the authorities or get rid of it somehow. Like, yeah, okay, I know everybody's pretty familiar now with Loki, our dog, but if this were to happen, we're like, hey man, you were going to come with us and you're not coming back home for the better part of a year. Grab everything important to you. Assuming that who wasn't married, right, and it didn't have children, the pet is the first thing you go for.
Yeah, I'd be like, take the dog.
Right. First the dog, then all of the other. You can forget your wand.
Your underwear.
You can forget your trunk, your books, any of that shit. You don't forget your pet.
Well, and this is the thing. All of his magic stuff, like, that's a super good point, Nate, because all of his magic stuff is downstairs with the Weasleys. They're bringing all that stuff up. That's all important for school, but that's all coming. We know that. All the stuff in his room is like clothes, glasses cleaner maybe a hairbrush, toothbrush. There can't be anything more than that in his room that he really cares about.
Right, exactly. What is more important than Hedwig, dude?
Yeah.
And maybe in the rush of things, he just got flustered and it just slipped his mind, which I'm not going to fault him. I mean, I am going to fault him. But that wouldn't have been the thing to forget. You forget your underwear. Like you said, you don't forget Hedwig.
Right. I'm an overpacker and an overthinker.
Very much so.
But. Even me, being an overpacker, knowing that all of my magic shit is taken care of, there's no way I would have forgot Hedwig. He's, like you said, the most important thing. There's nothing else that I can even imagine in his room because the Dursleys don't buy him that much shit in the first place. He can't have had anything that he really gave any shits about.
You know, I hadn't even considered that, but you're absolutely right. Harry isn't drowning in shit that he owns anyways, so there can't be that much stuff in his room to begin with. Right.
He had broken shit of Dudley's, but I'm sure he's gotten rid of it by now, and if he didn't, he's not going to grab any of it.
Right.
So, for sure, I get Hedwig being like, fuck you, grab me.
You're right. You ain't leaving without me, dude. But because Hedwig makes so much noise, it alerts Vernon. So Harry realizes that he's been a dipshit, jumps back in the window, grabs Hedwig, and makes for the car again, only to get caught by the ankle by Vernon. Right? How quick did Vernon move, for one, to grab him? And here's a question that I had. Isn't this kind of a gift for Vernon right now? The nephew that you don't want anyways is trying to get out of your house and disappear from your life for like a year. Isn't this something he should totally get behind? Like, dude, just let him go.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because he should be like, all right, we don't got to deal with Harry now. But on the flip side, the whole point of locking him up was not letting him go to school or communicate with the magical world because Harry tried to freak him out. And I think that's what it was. I think it's just trying to prove a point to Harry. Because, oh, you can't use magic? You tried to tell us you could. And you freaked us all out. So fuck you. You don't get to go do magic now.
I see that.
So he's like, no, you can't go away in a flying car. Petunia, help me. And I mean, I don't know what he thought Petunia was going to do, but it didn't work. Because the Weasley twins totally pulled him in